Going live. So you got to use Chrome for.
Hello, YouTube. Okay, well, every day we are doing Thrive Inside Facebook Live at 11. This is now just live at 11 because we are on YouTube. Glad to see you. And I'm not sure what you are talking about these days. There are some things that I am avoiding talking about today, like the weather. I'm not talking about the weather today. No, because it's snowing. And there are lots of things that we want to actually be talking about, actually be spreading in this day. And the psalmist in Psalm 40 tells us exactly one of the things that we should be talking about, what we should be spreading. And this is what he writes. He says this in Psalm 45, "Many, Lord my God, are the wonders you have done. The things you have planned for us. Many are the wonders you have done and the things you've planned for us. None can compare with you. Were I to speak and tell of your wonders, of your deeds, they would be too many to declare." So even if I tried to start telling about all of the great things, God, that you have done, your deeds, the things you've planned for us, the wonders you have done, I couldn't even begin to declare them all. And it kind of reminds me of one of my favorite scriptures in John, the Gospel of John, how he ended his book, the gospel that he wrote, where he was recording his friendship with Jesus and what life was like as a follower of Jesus. He wrote this at the very close of his book. He wrote this, he said, "And there are also many other things that Jesus did, which if they were written one by one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that would be written." So as he just finished writing all the things that he could gather about Jesus, he's like, this is just the beginning. Like if I wanted to write them all down, not even the whole world could contain all of the books of the things that Jesus has done. And I believe this is a time to start declaring the wonders of God, that this is what we are to focus on spreading in this day. These are the things that we should be talking about, the wonders of God, that we should be doing what the psalmist did and say, I will declare the wonders of God. And here's why I think it's important. I think two things happen as we declare the wonders of God. First of all, as we speak them out to people in connection with, that it is setting expectation for wonders of God in their life. So as I share the stories with my kids and the people that I'm in group chats with, or my Zoom calls, or the different ways that we are connecting at a distance today, what is happening is as I share the wonders of God, as I declare the things that he has done, it then sets expectation for the wonders of God in their lives and people around me. It's almost like this thing that just can catch then. As we're focusing on the wonders of God, as we speak them, that sets expectation, right? For other people to also see in their lives the wonders of God. It's kind of like when someone posts a recipe and I see that and I'm like, that looks too good. I must make that. That must be in my kitchen also, right? On my table, because I see how good that looks. It's doing the same thing as we declare the wonders of God. We're setting up people to go, I need that in my life too. I need that type of wonder that is available in my life too. And the second thing that I think what happens as we declare the wonders of God is that it is fuel for worship in my own heart, in my own life, in my own spirit. As I declare the wonders of God, what happens is God becomes wonderful, doesn't he? He becomes this kind of fuller picture of goodness, of kindness, of mercy, of all the things that he is, his nature. He becomes wonderful in my own life. It's like that volume gets turned up in some ways of worship in my own life. It's fuel for worship in my own life. And so I just wanted to share one of the wonders of God in my life today, and I'm going to give you an assignment. So here is one of the wonders, one of the ways that I want to declare the wonders of God, the good things that he has done. And this story happened many years ago. And I was listening to my sister. My twin sister was in a season where God was just really showing up for her. kind of some unexpected ways, where he was just pouring his love into her life, into the container of her life, overflowing in such just an awesome way. And she was working during the day, and she was living in the city, and she couldn't wait to get home from her job to get into kind of friendship with God and into his presence, because he was just showing up for her again in such amazing, real ways. And he really was pouring love into her life like she had never experienced before. And she would tell me stories about how she was just ruined in God's love. And I was hearing these stories, and I was like, wow, like that is wonderful. That is amazing. I want that in my life. Like, I want that kind of realness of God and those encounters of God and his love in my life. And I was thinking about it. And at the time I was married, and Kevin had told me about some of the stories where he experienced God's love for the first time in the Army, how he had grown up in kind of a religious background where he just knew kind of about God, but in this season of his need, where God showed up in a way that he hadn't even asked for, a startling way with God's love, and really in some ways ruined him. And he had those encounters with God's love. And I heard about my sister, and I watched what my husband had gone through. And one day I told God, okay, I want that type of encounter with your love. Like, I can't point to a time where I got to experience your love like that. And I want it. I want to experience the reality of your love. I want to encounter it. I want to be able to know it beyond something I've read about, something someone else has experienced. I want to know what that feels like and what it does in my own life. And I remember asking God, God, I want to encounter in your love in a real way. I want that too. And would you do that for me? And I asked, and I think I asked one time. I think I just got real with him, and I didn't have to beg. I didn't have to come back and back and back. And within 2 days, I had a dream one night. And in this dream, God spoke to me in kind of my language. It was such a meaningful way, and it wouldn't mean something to probably anybody else. But he, in that dream, I encountered his love. Like, even as I slept, my emotions, my mind, my spirit encountered his love in such an intense way, such a radical way. I remember just in the dream crying, and I might have been crying in sleep too, but in the dream I was just crying because my emotions were I was so overwhelmed by God's love that it left this like lasting impact on my heart and my emotions. And I remember waking up being like, that was the love of God. That was the encounter with God's love that I had been asking for. God does a rip open I could handle in a moment. And he did it. And I felt like the Lord said, Molly, I won't withhold my love from those who ask. If you want an encounter with my love, you ask and I will give it. I will give it. I will speak it in your language. I'll get in the channels that I can get in. I'll bring your love in such a real way. Here's Cole. My Cole is here robed. We're live on YouTube. Anyways, so that was my encounter. That was my wonder story that I wanted to share with you today. I want to declare just that God is wonderful, and he was wonderful for me. And here's the other thing I want you to do. I want to give you an assignment. I want you to go and declare the wonders of God to someone today or tomorrow. And it can be big. It can be a big wonder of God. It can be small. This is what we're going to spread. We're going to declare the wonders of God, like Psalm 45. And I want you just to tell someone, here, you know what? This is wonderful. This is wonderful to me. I can see this part of God in my life, and I can see that God is wonderful. So declare a little bit, anything big, small, just tell someone, spread that. We want a ripple effect of the wonder of God across our lives, across the channels this morning, today, this week, in this season. And so I believe that this will carry. There's momentum on it as we tell the wonders. That is why the psalmist did it. And that's why we're still speaking what he said so many years later today. So here's what I want you to do. Tell the wonders of God. I know that there is something that will happen beyond your own life as you do that there'll be this momentum behind it, and it will catch. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. So I will be here. Kevin will be here every day. We're gonna post these and just share some encouragement and some bits and pieces about what God is doing. Bless you guys.